right, what's happening, everybody? We are the gathering point here, woo, in Dearborn, Michigan. We just cast up a beautiful solid heart.
There
baby.
It is. This is for our friend Becky. This is in a graphite mold. We got Chris Nordine's going to be starting some glass blowing now. Getting a pipe.
A little bit of cool air on here. Sometimes I like to get a little bit of a paddle to wave it down, but you gotta blow
That's
on
a
it.
nice
That's
fluffy
cool.
one. And what I like about those molds is it's about what, an inch thick?
Yeah, you say that's a nice fluffy one? It's
Yeah,
fluffy.
like it's rounded on the top.
Nice and fluffy.
The fluff is definitely
Why don't you give it a kiss?
Fluff is there. Quick kiss on the lips.
Ah!
Ooh.
That's one way to melt that microphone right on there and then
Yeah.
burn our lips. We're not
Yeah,
used to
right.
these new mic shots.
Oh,
All right, we got Jake in the house. We got Matt in the house.
all right.
We got Bess in the house. And over there is Chris Nordine, which is going to be making a piece very shortly here at the
You
bench.
got Michelle behind the camera, and I think we're gonna go for the old intro and let you guys know what the deal is.
Alrighty, there we are. Now you know who the players are. It's time to blow some glass. It's kind of interesting having the marker right here.
That does look pretty good. A little
nice and
difficult for the
clean.
assistant, but
Yeah,
Right.
pushing your butt right into it when you got to do some stuff.
I'm gonna take it right out of here.
Yeah, get her out of
That's
here.
what
We
I'm
got
gonna
more
do,
than
folks.
enough.
You guys notice our awesome casting shears? These are Pooch. That's German, right?
Those are Menneconis, just like the diamonds.
Italian.
Pooch Menneconi, or is it a combo?
Same thing, but Menneconi was a division of Pooch that made the more heavy-duty tools.
Really,
I like the color we have going on. Look at you guys, are mighty colorful tonight.
it is looking pretty good. This is a really quick way to get yourself burned in the hot shop. If we did about 10 more of those, this thing would be so hot you couldn't move it. So we always take a piece of chalk and write on there the word hot, so people know. Just had to break that down for you guys.
I like it.
Do we have a footing? Would you
A
grab
footing
me
tool is prepared.
All right, cool.
That mold is graphite, and we made it in-house. We've had it since we opened.
Yeah, how long? That molds for 20 years pretty much?
Yeah, but it also
Blow.
depends on how many we make, you know?
Kind of, but
Good.
graphite, if you're careful with it, will last a really long time. It's also really fragile, though. If we were to drop that mold, anyone were to drop kick
Blow.
that mold, it would break in half and it would crumble into a bunch of nothings.
Good.
Look at this sweet work. Chris is chopping it up here. Literally just took one singular bubble with straight optics and chopped it into 3 different portions. That's pretty tasty.
Like a little tiny red wine glass, little dinner special.
Faux show. This is the warmer-upper for the Goblet show, folks, and we had this show pushed off because there's a lot of action going on. There was the 4th of July, which was an amazing pre-recorded show. I hope you guys enjoyed that. The show before that was supposed to be the big show, and we had all kinds of treachery with the furnaces.
Keep
A big
going.
storm came through, and the furnaces shut off about an hour before the show, so we were working on getting them up. But now here we are. This
Beautiful.
is our normal first of the month Goblet show, where we're going to make some pretty tight, pretty technical stuff. You may lose some things. We may make some things. This is Matt's first Goblet show, I do declare.
You grab me that torch over there, Jake?
Yeah.
All right. Gave it a special swoosh. I'm going to heat this up in 1 second, Matt, and then we're going to take a paddle on this pup.
Yes, sir.
draw it down to a nice small bit to put a foot on it.
You're gonna do a footing tool foot you were talking about, right?
Yep. I'm just gonna flatten that out a little bit so we can get it into the footing tool. It's definitely very specific to make sure you have a nice small little ball on there that you're dropping the foot on.
So goblet work's something that you definitely need an assistant for. There are a few famous goblet makers out there in the world that like to make goblets on their own as part of the challenging aspect of it. When we're looking to make the pieces we want to make and working with the team, the whole squad we have here, about 5 glass blowers, it's pretty nice working with an assistant. There's really, in our minds, not a need to go solo with it. So you're going to see a little bit of collaboration starting here. And Matt's
hard.
becoming an incredible glass blower here. He's been blowing glass for a little over a year, and we haven't done much goblet work with Matt yet. So this is going to be me hopping in, him hopping out, him hopping in. Going to be passing the torch around throughout the show, doing some different pieces and making some cool things.
All right, we're gonna put a clear foot on this.
Crystal.
Nice crystal foot. You'd see that
Notice
guy.
how it's upside down, folks. As you know, he was thinking backwards when he was chopping up that bubble, and I'm in the middle of saying something. Anyway, folks, just a little bit of family action here.
So yeah, the trick to getting a nice foot on a goblet is to get it on as hot as possible, guys. It's so important to get it on hot. And we got Matt over there gathering it up for me. Here he comes. Like an Avolio, straight on over here.
That's a real nice gather.
We're going to try
nice
to
and
see it that way.
juicy.
It's a beautiful looking gather. Flip.
It matters.
Flip.
The way you gather this up is very important. Look at that. Beautiful. Just went on like soup, which is a beautiful thing, and he's flattening it up, getting it straightened up, and all in the quickest sequence you can do. He's getting right on there with the footing tool foot, and look at the way that squished out and totally became perfectly symmetrical.
Paddle?
I'm gonna hop in for a paddle here now. I got you. That's tasty, boys. That's real tasty. So simultaneously, as Matt was queuing that up, he brought over the Avolio, did the flip-flop swirl around special. We're gonna put this back in the water. If you guys had the smell-o-vision we've talked about before, you'd smell this moldy, really hardcore wood, and you'd enjoy that. But what I was saying is Matt chopped it up nicely, that he's got a punty, a little bit of leftover clear, and he shaped up a beautiful little tiny point for them to connect this onto the bottom, break it off, and do the old flip around. Super tasty. Proportions of the foot are huge and beautiful. And I'm noticing this is a transparent purple. There's should be no iridescence to this color, but I'm seeing a little bit of a silvery shine to it. And what that means is that when we fired up the hole, you can still see some flames licking out over the top of the hole here. So I'm gonna tuck the gas down. It's a little bit of a rich environment. Not too much that it starts sputtering, just enough that it's not a really fluffy flame.
Yeah, and an interesting fact about that, Jake, too, that I'll add is that when you're firing a glory hole up in the morning or before a session like this, as it's getting hotter, you're constantly tucking down the gas as it gets hotter. So even probably in, another half an hour or so, we'll probably have to tuck it down a little bit more.
And that's, right now, we're past the point of visually seeing any flames coming out of the furnace. So after that point, it's literally just about the audio, about the sound of the flame inside the hole. And speaking of audio, I did just see a comment from Linda. She said, wow, I just can't get over how clear the audio is.
Nice.
That's what we're talking about.
We're loving it. We love it when we have good audio.
But seeing a lot of familiar names here. JoJo's
To Sophie.
watching and said he's so glad Chris recovered from our day of milling lumber. All right, JoJo.
Nice.
Very
I'm
awesome.
still recovering.
Yeah. We played a little bit of golf since then, and he was brought out his 3-wood and started hitting it really far.
I was.
Really, really far. Watch yourself, Matt.
So keeping this
Watch
thing
the
nice
angle.
and round for a red wine glass. It's a purple red wine glass. For those of you who, I think some red wines are really, the Merlots are kind of a dark purple.
Something like that.
Okay, a light paddle.
So we saw a lot of great customers, a lot of cool people, a lot of Glass Academy addicts this Sunday for our customer appreciation event. And anyone who couldn't make the event and kicked it with all the glass blowers and pretty much our entire staff, and we had a great time. A lot of discounts were applied online, and we know a lot of our people from out of state were buying stuff left and right. About half of the orders are shipped out, half of them we got to make product for, and half of them are going to ship tomorrow. So you guys are all on the same page, but I hope you guys had a blast during that. Really good time. Diana, what's happening? The twins out in Twinsville. We got Julie watching. Julie, thank you for your help this weekend. Julie was manning the front door. What's happening,
Tasty.
Carol?
Yeah, it's a tasty one, folks. Look at
Terry.
that. Now remember, that all came out of one bubble.
Yeah.
So little pretty ones, got a nice little swoop going on down there. I think keeping it simple, no handles, real pretty.
I
Nothing
agree.
to distract your hand when you're reaching out across your plate.
It's a really nice, light, transparent coat of purple. Normally we don't do just one light coat like that. So it's like just super subtle, and you're really going to focus on what's inside that thing.
So what did we forget so far, folks? We haven't forgot, but what do we need to do to this piece to make it finish? El Stampiolo.
That was the triple.
You want a bit for it? Yep, let's do it.
What is happening, Carrie? Diane's wondering where we're located, you guys. We're out of Dearborn, Michigan. If you're just joining the show, we're about 15 minutes outside of Detroit. We're a family-run business. Been here for about 20 years. Started streaming during the pandemic. It kept the business afloat, kept our doors virtually open, and here we are on show 223. We're going to go over the board and go over the table here in a second. But we wanted to get you guys some live glass blowing action right off the bat. This is like the 5th or 6th or 7th even comment about how great the audio is sounding, so that's just a beautiful thing.
Yahoo!
We're just as happy as you guys are. So this puppy's done. It's looking good. That thing is going to come up for sale as the warmer-upper of show number 223, folks. Last flash.
It's going to go for sale online, and we'll keep you updated. We'll let you know when that goes live. But as many of you know, the pieces that are for sale on the show, the price includes shipping because we can't weigh it on the pipe. We're not going to have a picture of it. We're going to describe it well for you, and we'll probably call it something about purple and clear, one bubble chop-up special. And you can buy it as soon as we say it's live on the Gathering Point page, glassacademy.com. Make sure it gets in the box, though, before we start talking about all that. Whew.
What does it mean to get in the box? What that means is it's still really hot.
I got the
It's
fork.
got to slowly cool off, and
Okay.
we stick it in another,
Working it in there?
what's called an annealer oven.
So we're
to
using a
cool it
fork.
down
We've got our
right.
fancy tongs, but Jake's apt on the Venetian-style forks going into the annealer right here. Right next to that heart. That is a
Nice.
tasty little glass right there, folks.
That's tasty.
I did want to mention that for those of you who are newbies who haven't been watching the show, we just put that piece into an annealing oven. And the annealing oven is sitting at about 1,000 degrees. And the glass has to go in there. Anything we make has to go into that annealing oven, cool down, and sit at 950 to 1,000 degrees for a period of time tonight until we're done with the show. And then we initiate an annealing cycle. And it comes down over about 16 hours. So that's the scoop on why we put it in that box. Now Jake's coming over to the board and he's gonna walk you through the board.
Yeah. Yep, folks, that's right. This is the board. Robin, our shipping queen and connoisseur from over on that side of the building, is on vacation, having a great ball, having a great time, and we love that for her. If she's watching tonight, Robin, we love you. But here, normally, she would write out all the numbers of what's going on. We don't necessarily need the numbers for tonight. We have no custom orders. There were no goblet custom orders. There's a champagne flute coming up soon here in the next couple weeks, but basically, we got the heart done. It is the Goblet Show. We're going to go down the line, see what we can make tonight, what lasts. It's show 223. We got all our social media handles here, folks. We're slowly becoming a media powerhouse, and that's a lot to do with Michelle taking courses and doing a great job. The YouTube's looking amazing, so if you guys don't follow us on YouTube, check it out if you're watching on Facebook, but check us out on all the social media platforms. She's doing a really great job posting different content on every single platform. You just rushed us over here, and now you're rushing us back there?
No.
Oh.
I'm just saying why we go over the table with that person.
Oh,
Well, what
gotcha.
about the shenanigans is what we're doing next. That was what was on the schedule, right?
Shenanigan time?
We're gonna, yes, today it is, but later we're gonna move the shenanigans further into the show
Oh.
to get the new people.
But we don't have to do it right now,
We
but
could skip it.
just let us know.
We could skip it. Do you want to skip the table, too?
No, I was gonna go over the table why one of you prepared for glass blowing.
All right. Well, there you
Flip
go.
a coin.
I wanted to flip a coin, but whatever.
I'll do it.
All right, table
You're the
man.
boss.
Wait,
What am I doing?
going over the table with me.
Oh, well, you go over the table and I'll,
I don't have a mic.
oh. Well, this is the first time I've seen the table, folks.
I
so
know, he
can go
doesn't even
over it
know
with
what's
you.
on the table.
So, Jake, why don't you come over and talk about the table since I
Here, I'll pass the chalk to you.
Thanks.
Very important chalk.
I don't know how we're going to, whatever.
There you go, folks. Yeah, we got the table right here, and we got some fresh product for you. So we're going to go into all of that and the next piece in a second here. But to show you briefly, we had this really cool mold, and I'll show you the mold over there in a second that we found deep in the
Archives.
I was going to say something that I probably shouldn't say on TV, so we found
The
it deep in the
depths of
shop.
despair?
It was deep in the shop, and this is a really
Very
cool
good.
mold.
For
It was a super rusty, hardcore mold. Look at the crazy. It's like a double, and actually, each imprint acts a little bit different. Check this one out. It's got a diamond pattern, and then there's like a star kind of imprinted inside the diamond. It's a really interesting texture. And we did about 12 sets of different colors. Now you can buy them individually. These ones are beautiful. That one shows the pattern really well too. Opaque.
Can you show me the inside? Well, that one's a little dark.
You can buy them as sets, or you can buy them as individuals. There's a little bit of a discount if you're going to buy a set of the same color. But these are really cool things, and Michelle talks about it all the time. I'm prone to use this kind of glass for something like this. But you can also use them for Q-tips, toothpicks, plant propagation, a flower, anything like that.
Did you see that beautiful hand shot? You guys, look at how beautiful it is. And if some of you remember the Benny Hill show, that is the perfect one from the Benny Hill show.
I don't know that show.
I don't either. Well, I thought I'd spin around and we'd have glass blowing happening.
How many of you
There's
folks
really
out
no
there
rush,
know
Mom.
of
There's
Benny
no
Hill,
rush.
the show? Since Michelle's never seen it before because she's only 24 years old, and Jake's a pup too.
I hate Benny Hill.
Oh, you do know Benny
I
Hill.
just hated it.
I thought
It's
it was
like that English
hilarious.
humor.
So for those folks of you who don't know what this is, Jake was trying to tell you, but I acquired this thing probably about 20 years ago, and I was using it for a doorstop for a long time. But this is a historical optical mold out of a factory, an early American factory for salt shakers that you'd come across in a diner. A lot of people collect salt shakers, and this was a salt shaker mold that they had a threaded hand tool that would make the threaded top of the salt shaker. But since this thing has been stopped in time, it was mold number 611, which is pretty cool. And nowadays, if you wanted to have a mold like this made, it probably cost you about $25,000 or $30,000. So It's nice when you find something like this in a junk shop and you pull it out and save it.
Are you even looking at this, or should I be able to stand over it as I'm doing it?
Well,
I was just wondering.
there you go. You
'Cause
should
it's completely
stand over it
crooked.
and do it.
I mean, look at it.
You're supposed to be doing it from the other way, and then they would just see it upside down, like it would be on the blowpipe.
But some people, maybe they don't like, maybe they're not good.
You guys are lucky that you have Michelle on your team.
Yeah.
She's always protecting you. It's super cool.
It's true.
I mean, I
We're
like
just
seeing
blowing
it this
glass,
way.
so that's all.
If you've never been here and you drop in, this makes sense because it looks like a goblet.
I was just reacting to how Jake had his back pushed up against the camera. It's all right, though. It's looking pretty cool.
Yeah, there it is. So this is going to be red. This is going to be red spaghetti. I believe that's what your mom used to call spaghetti back in the day. Spagat. Pardon me.
Anybody out there's mom ever call spaghetti spagat?
Spagat.
That's an answer that we all stopped and kind of listened to see if we could hear
Yeah,
somebody
we did.
speaking through the camera. But if you want to answer any of our questions, you guys just type them right into the chat feed, because that's what it's all about, communicating with you.
Matt, what do you say you grab that piece of red bar color right up on there?
I say all right.
It says all right, folks.
So
I'm lightheaded right
now
now.
I'm
There's
gonna
a lot of people against Benny Hill.
Yeah.
Against Benny Hill?
What's her problem?
Have you watched Benny Hill?
No.
All right.
Oh,
then.
it's a him or a her?
It's an
Yeah.
English comedian. He was a pretty funny guy back in the day.
He wasn't funny at all.
I think that Charlie Chaplin, there's probably a lot of people who are against Charlie Chaplin too, you know, just because
no.
they couldn't hear what he was saying back in the day, but that's all right. Jake, so now that we're talking about this goblet you're making, I'm going to be running some of the bits to you, and I'm just concerned to make sure that I know what I'm doing, but how are you getting that foot red?
We're going to go into the frit.
Okay, so someone's going to bring you a hot red foot. All right, and red's notoriously super stiff.
So I'm going to do it a little thicker.
Okay.
And I'm going to do one of these.
Squeezer.
Super squeezer.
All right.
Another thing to notice is it's summertime, folks, and it's humid as heck out. We just had a lot of rain over the last 2 weeks. The pipes were really great for a long time, but
Let
we
me
didn't
zoom
think
in.
about and forgot about doing the old rusty rustifier Scotch Brite special. So this is just my hand grabbing the pipe one time, and here we are with a nice rusty pipe, and that's good energy for the piece.
All right, Matt's got the little chunk of red bar on the very end of that punty in the glory hole, warming it up, preparing it because it's a really stiff color I mentioned before. So he's getting that hot before Jake gathers up the piece.
Must be a hot comment. Jake has passed the phone over to Chris, and he's silent.
Dad, do you want to explain to him the Encomo pattern?
The Incalmo pattern, I will. John's talking about us having some serious weather coming through Michigan. We're going to have some serious weather coming through tomorrow and Thursday. So that hence put off our renting a post hole digger and digging some major holes.
Move that torch. Thank you.
Does anybody else out there really enjoy digging holes?
Wait a second.
I do when you're using an auger.
Let's go back to the weather. Last show we were talking about Simon Pierce, and Chris and I are going out of town next week to visit Simon Pierce. However, they just got a giant storm and they got knocked out of business, or like
Jumbo storm?
jumbo storm, I guess. The river knocked out their power wheel.
This will be a nice up close one, Mom. I'm going to give it the spaghetti.
I kind of feel like the jumbo storm is kind of like a style of glass blowing we could make up, you guys, don't you?
Ultra jumbo mega storm.
Like Dark Storm.
Dark storm.
For those of you guys who need to know that Goblets Live,
Make a
It is?
stormy
Yep.
night
Wow.
goblet. This is amazing.
Bess is fast. She's
look at that
hardcore.
spaghetti action. The spaghetti.
Come on, baby. Give me that spaghetti. Let's save that and put that right in the garage. I'm going to come right back to the.
So you saw it was textures coming off the outside. Look at that edge of the piece.
Wait a second. How is a Goblet live when the website goes live at 6:30?
Well, she put it on there.
Because it was on the show. It's a one and done.
I know, but I never thought about that.
Well, we got the warmer upper done and put it on there before the website table went live.
This is a trick that actually Joey kind of reminded me of, and many of you guys know Joey, another amazing artist here at the Glass Academy. He mentioned when you go for the spaghetti, you've got all these little thin strands, and if you go right into here, many of you may know our cactus product, where we purposefully break those little strands by putting it right in the flame, and it beads up on the edge, the ribs of the cactus. In this case, all those little strands I want to be drawn onto the piece, and if we go in while they're all sticking off still, it'll heat everything up and it'll ball it up and it'll be a really blotchy spaghetti pattern. So that's why I did 2 quick heats, a light heat, rolled it on there, a light heat, rolled it on there. Yeah, look at that.
Look at that technique.
And now we've got nice thin strands and we got thick strands, and it's a full spaghetti pattern.
Which doesn't really look anything like spaghetti, but
I think it looks very much so like spaghetti.
yeah.
And the goblet is sold, folks. So if you guys are new to tech, kind of like we were back in 2020, and you're just figuring out how to work your credit card online, your fingers and whatnot, or your PayPal account, I wish you the best of luck.
Hey now.
Because we got a lot of customers who've been buying our glass for a little bit now here, a few years, and they know how to work the system.
Well, that's why I was wondering. All right, you guys put it in the chat. Should we wait till 6:30 even for the custom ones made on the show? Because I never thought about that.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, put it in the chat, folks.
I don't know. That's
So-
a question for you guys to put in the chat.
So Jake just took the tweezers and he opened up the end of that bubble. So now he can't even blow air in it anymore.
It's impossible.
So what he's going to do is he's going to add it. That's that Almo technique. And what he's going to do is he's going to trim that out a little bit, shape it up, and then he's going to drop a clear bubble on there and blow it out. So the top half of the wine glass, just like his drawing, would you pan down on that? You won't? Well,
Not allowed.
just like the drawing that you folks can't see right now.
Half of it's got color.
This top half is going to have that spaghetti technique. This is going to be the clear section blown out before he adds the rest of it on there.
So in a moment, Matt, it'll be like just a little bigger than a golf ball.
You got it.
All right, blow. Just kidding.
You like that?
Sorry,
I
man. I
got 'em.
appreciate you, though.
That's better than having you blow on a punty.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's happened before. I think that was Oliver. That happened too. It's happened to all of us. When I was blowing glass here when I was like young, and all the other glass blowers were around here, I think they got me a few times with that move.
Yep.
I was just a young lad.
When we were in high school, we were working at a pizzeria, and every time we'd get a new, like, 17-year-old delivery boy, they'd come in and they'd pull up behind the pizzeria to take the first delivery, and we would be like, "You guys can't deliver any pizzas like that. Head over to the gas station across the street." And the delivery boy would drive across the street to the gas station to get his car checked out, and we'd call the guy, we knew him across the street. We're like, "We got one coming for you." And the guy would come out and he'd be like, "What are you doing, man? Your tires are totally round. They're totally rounded out." And the person would be like, "What?" He's like, "You got to replace these tires before you can do anything." And then, "If you want to call your boss," and he'd call the boss, "I'm over here at the gas station, and they said I can't drive my car because the tires are too round." We'd be like, "Just joking."
That's amazing.
That's a nice trim job there.
Yeah, I took off a little more than I wanted to, but what are you gonna do?
I think it looks pretty nice.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna open it up one time. We'll let it stiffen up a little bit, and then we'll go for it. Probably like yay. Yep.
I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised at how that blows out nice and thin, having a thinner and calmo like that.
Okay. I like that. I like that. Builds the confidence.
Yep. I like it. I like it.
Check that out. Really strange having a tube on the end of a blowpipe. And notice you can't see the true color of that red. It's glowing, but that red's gonna look really brownish while we're working with it. But we'll show you what the true red looks like in a moment here.
Yeah, it's gonna, that trim that you got down on the floor is gonna turn bright red in a few minutes. All right, here comes a nice looking clear globule.
Thank you for holding that steady.
Beautiful. Punnying up on that and making a shot glass out of that would be cool.
That would.
That nice rounded bubble up in there.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of stuff on here.
You want to push that all the way on so it seals over all the walls of that side in here, you know what I mean? 'Cause otherwise it'll blow out too thin.
So you would probably look for it in the chat.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, see, that's cool
All
looking.
right, Carrie just mentioned, and I didn't think about this in Vermont. She said a lot of the roads are washed out. I didn't even think about that. So getting into the town, because we're like, hey, if you need help, like we know how to work around a glass shop, we'd help.
Yeah.
We'd jump in, but if we can't get in, that's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
How many people out there have done like rescue or like gone to a hurricane cleanup? Has anyone done that? Put it in the chat. We met some people the last time we went camping in Tennessee, and they bought an RV so that they could do that. So when there was emergencies, they were self-contained, they ran on solar power, and they could go in and help. And it's like having so many disaster situations, that totally makes sense. Table is live. Thank you, Best. She got it up and going.
Now let's see how that blows out.
Blow it out.
One in Canada who wanted
Hey.
to shop this weekend. We've just discovered the duty prices are really high, so we're not shipping to Canada right now. Sometimes the duty and the shipping costs more than the actual item.
Blow?
So that glass that's on the bottom, he's gonna blow out to
Keep
your
it coming.
left. That's the part he's blowing out right now.
Good. Wicked.
Hell yeah.
Looking good, looking good.
It's looking really cool. And just noticing it right now, it's kind of like this may not be a color pattern that someone would notice if you guys didn't watch this show, because the spaghetti is not that prominent. You can see lines that go down and just disappear into clear glass. But perhaps in the future, I'll do a heavier color pattern on the one side and then the clear. So it's even harder of a creased edge there.
You could lip wrap it.
Or put a little lipus rapus. Glow
How
light.
many people have been watching the experimental
Good.
shows on Sunday?
Glow light.
We added some new techniques to them.
Good. Oh my. This is
Throw in
looking
your
tasty.
2 cents. Let us know
Well.
what you think.
Good.
I know Jake mentioned it earlier. It doesn't cost anything to tell your friends about the show. So
Nice.
let everyone know.
We'll puff it out one more time and go for the Scrivolio.
And to be clear, the items on the table, we put quantity 3. So you can buy a single cup, you can buy a double set, which is a great price, or they will make more
Real
glasses
light.
this week as needed.
Good. Just cap it. I think I'm gonna have to puff it out just a hair more here. Shape's looking really good. It's a little thick for a wine glass. Who got the?
We did one and done. So Sticky Lollies was going to do their slug show this weekend, so we were going to make a slug to kind of remind y'all. But Dave said he needed to move the time that they were doing the slugs. I put it on the Glass Academy Addicts page. I believe
Low
it
light.
got changed to the 22nd.
Good. Cap it.
All right, there's a couple more steps. If you look at the drawing, a couple more steps needed. And so Jake and Matt are going to work together to make
Just
those
cap
steps
it one more time,
happen.
and I think we're good. This is a shape I've never really done before, and it's kind of cool. When I'm saying cap it and blow it and then let go, there's 3 different ways that the bubble's going to be affected by the way I hit it with the tool. If it's just wide open, it's going to want to indent, push back. If he's capping it, I can push against that pressure and it'll squeeze out to the side. And if he's blowing into it, obviously it's expanding, so I got to work with the air expanding where the glass is hottest. Let's just go for one more caparoo.
Chris, can
Real light puff. Beautiful. Ooh. One more puff. Good. Looks interesting. Look at that lip. Look at that edge I was just working on.
Oh, to get the swoop
We're
or
gonna go in a volley or what?
the swoop?
No, I wasn't going to.
All right, that's cool. It looks nice. I like the shape of it a lot.
And
Yeah,
I
will you
got
fill
that
mine up too?
edge. I got that fold, that bend right on the encomo part. But again, like I was saying, I mean, you see how that thick piece comes down and just stops right there. Same on the other side. That's kind of something that without you guys watching the show or knowing the way that we do what we do, you may not notice that kind of thing.
All right, putting on the Evolio, the connection point to the stem. The purpose of the encomo technique is to have a
Give me one sec.
nice, fine connection point
One sec.
between one color and another.
All right, squish.
Normally it would be like you could do a beautiful purple and then you could do a clear, then you could do
Foot. We're doing a stem, which is going to be a bubble like that big, that blow the bubble in it. Switch with me. I'll put a neckline in it. We'll drop it like a mushroom top, like a blown
cooling off
foot.
a little bit. Nice. It's going to be good for
Red
that
Piper.
camera work. Got a lot going on in the studio
How
these
big?
days, guys. Met with the architect today for the bar, which was great. I've been really waiting a long time for that to happen. I've kind of been running into a bunch of roadblocks with the architecture firms that we were working with, but now we've got one, and we're had a really good meeting today, and we are
All the way through.
looking for the build out, which really isn't going to be
Nice
too
even
huge
bubble.
of a build out. Just a section, you know, the bar itself is probably only like 8 feet by like
Maybe let it go through the
14,
bottom so I can
15.
only use half of that. We'll be fine. Just hold it up and blow it right now.
Look at this guy getting crazy over here.
I know. Matt started blowing glass last year, folks. He's bringing blown feet. There, that's perfect. A swing of heat, and we'll trade.
And this is a stem, right?
This is going to be the turkey leg special, yeah.
Turkey leg stems, you always leave those a little bit thicker than normal. You think you want to blow them out, but don't.
Okay.
Looking
That's
good
cool.
over here.
And actually, just give it a quick. Switch with me here. Yep, perfect. Let's give that a light flash.
So Jake did the switcheroo, and he's going to be puffing that thing out and necking it down so that he's preparing the bit so that Matt can bring it to him. See him stretching it way out. They switch it back.
I think this is going to be a diamond shear cutter, yeah?
I thought you were going to say this is going to be a doozy.
Ready?
So here we go. I'll try to get a little zoom in on it for you guys.
Light puff. Good.
All right. Very nice. That went on real good. Now it's time to turn it into the stem. he was calling it a little nickname by the glass blowers. It's called a turkey leg because it kind of looks like a turkey leg when you get done with it. But he's going to be cranking on this puppy.
Yeah,
Something like that.
something like that.
Housekeeping to talk about today.
I think that's actually kind of cool looking for a nice set of handles on the side or something like that.
I love that torch. Hey, how many people got to see Jen Ellick at the Henry Ford Museum? I know I talked about it on the page a little bit. Maybe you went and saw it. Her demos, they were pretty cool. She was doing feathers, which I thought was kind of ironic. I showed her my feather. Her feathers were did you see them?
I didn't.
Oh, they're so cool. She took the color technique to a whole nother level.
Let's do another Volio on it.
And just like clockwork, there's the train. All right. What kind of questions do you guys have? I saw some in the chat. What was the John Milberg one? Oh, can we gun glue the pipes? No, because then you get all that stuff on your hands. So nope, the pipes just get rusty. You Scotch-Brite, you clean them up. It's the nature of the beast.
Looking good, looking good.
All right, squish.
Those are the jacks he's using right there, folks. And Matt's got the paddle going, but the jacks are probably the most used of the tools in the glass blowers
Arsenal
collective of tools. Yeah, this arsenal of tools.
This thing
You
is
could
getting
do
long.
so many things with the jacks.
And those jacks came from Stephen D. Edwards. Woo-woo! My college professor, when he retired, donated them to Jacob. Jake was going to Alfred at the time. Keeping
These
the
are
mojo
not my
alive.
Dinos, Mom. I got a beautiful
Yeah,
pair
but-
from Steven. Oh. Well, my Dinos are at home on the wall because they're so sexy. What? You should know that I'm taking care of them and that they're not the shop tools for everyone to use. And those are my favorites, and I bust them out when the time's right. I'll never sell them. It was a beautiful gift. But we do have quite a few tools that we use around here. that are
We ready
amazing.
for a
Speaking
bit?
of
Yes, I'm ready.
Speaking of gifts, I'm walking over here for a second. Check these paddles out on the table. Customer came in for customer appreciation and said, hey, I know you guys are really interested in these paddles. So I went back on the show. I saw who made the paddles you wanted, and I bought you some.
Lynn St. Pierre.
What? Thank
Y'all,
you
you
so
putting this
much.
on over the top?
Yeah, champion Glass Academy addict, and we appreciate you, Lynn. Super cool seeing people like that in person. This thing's about as tall as me now.
Yeah, this is going to be a tricky one.
Nice. Nice work, Jake. You're killing it.
That looks good. Nice and hot. Well, you gotta keep it.
Whoa, can he do it?
He's got it. It's looking good. Look at that.
Look at those
Perfect.
muscles straining on his arms.
How did he know to compliment himself before it turned out perfect? Just
That's
like
what
mine
you
was
do.
out of round in the beginning, yours became perfectly symmetrical.
Woo!
Just finessing that footing tool. Nice job.
Thank you. That thing is quite a piece of work.
It's a beautiful looking piece.
That's paper thin. It's nice.
Back end of a paddle. Why are you paddling that way?
I'm going for a flat. I wanted a flat section of this paddle, and it looks good.
I went for, just like Chris was saying on his, mine was a little bit wide, the foot, so I went for a little bit of a trumpet shape. It's going to add a little bit of height to the foot, but it fixes the proportions of what's going on here. And this piece is getting pretty radical pretty quick. Ah, yes. You just cool for 1 sec.
Just give me half a second here.
1 second now.
Little extra heat up on the neck. When you have a longer, taller piece, guys, as you saw, Jake went in real quick there and got some heat up on the neck because the neck's the last section that goes into the heat source and the first section out. Ooh. So it's always colder.
It's a hottie.
There he goes. Looking good.
She's gonna be floppy. Go down with her. Grab that. There you go. Nice. Nice work. That was tight.
All right, we're on the punny.
All right.
That's a good feat.
Yeah, it is.
Uh-oh. He's got the piece.
I'm just heating it up real good.
He's just getting a good heat on it. He felt like he was going free-for-all for it,
Give it to me. Will you open that
Work
door?
it. Get the door for him.
Will you open that door?
This one right here. That door.
Thank you, sir. It's perfect.
So at what moment in that whole process, Jake, did you really pull the trigger to go sculptural?
It was when I decided that it was the right thing to do. This had to become a conceptual piece, and that's all I've got.
I like it. It looks good.
Folks,
Show them up close what it looks like.
and I'll take it to Dunktown in 1 second here and show you guys what that true red is. All that blue came from all the last knockoffs and the broken pieces in the bottom of the hole. But it doesn't look like red yet. If I do one of these, a quick Dunktown special, look at how bright that gets on the edge that touched the water.
That's tragic.
So it's definitely tragic. It might be really tragic. That's what that is. But I can tell you exactly what happened, and I'll show you on the diagram on the floor. We'll just put that right into the water bucket. What?
She's gonna blow!
It's some kind of animal. Oh boy.
Whoa.
Well, good thing the video cut there, because all you could probably hear was that squealing animal glass noise.
It was the squealing pig situation.
That was like the piece like screaming from its depths, being like, I meant to stay alive or something. That was the demon coming out of that piece.
It was.
So let's take a look at this diagram down here, and I'll show you real quick what the situation was. This all turned out just fine. That was fine. This I'm not very learned in and don't have that technique down. So it became much longer. Oh, it's a sweaty piece. It became much longer down here, and as I was lengthening it, trying to get the shape right, I was thinning it out and thinning it out. And then when I went to squish this little piece right here on the tip of it, I was heating it with the torch, had it hot and ice cold. It was paper thin, pushed it on there, and then you had a paper thin cold spot with a super hot Evolio attached right on it. And that connection was just too hot and too cold. It didn't fuse together correctly, and we flipped it around. Matt did a great job putting it into the hole, but as soon as I went any deeper, Matt had it here, I put it in like 3 inches deeper, and that just popped right off from that connection. So,
And that's something that is not a bad thing that happens to the cup, you guys, because in the learning process of blowing glass, especially with stemware, you lose every 5 you try, you're losing 3 or 4 of them to get one, because if you're not pushing yourself out of your comfort zone and trying something you've never done before, you don't get better and you don't get the process down. So I remember there was times literally that I was losing hundreds of cups. We were just blowing cups forever.
yeah, that's why you start with clear.
Yeah. That's what we try to do. Is we have when we're teaching people, you want to blow with clear glass, so you're not wasting all that color on the floor. But
so what do you say you queue up yours and think about what you're going to make, and
Yep.
maybe Matt and I'll talk about the table and actually show off some of these glasses and some
I like
detail.
it. Sounds good. Do it.
All right. We're going to need a favorite pick from you here, Matt. Like I said, there's a few slugs on this table as well, and I don't know if you guys are into that kind of thing, but Matt, I don't think you were there the day we were making these. Actually, you were. I think you and Joey made half of these, didn't you?
Yeah, we did. That mold's pretty nice, easy to use. Just clamp.
It was a
Open
clamping mold, which is different than all the other molds we have. So you just open it right up and you're out of there. But I'd have to say that if I got to pick one, I'll pick one, you pick one. It's pretty much just color because they're all the same here. But one of my favorite colors is this whiskey, and it looks great with this rye right here, this whiskey brown, really light transparent brown. That's the one.
That's what I was going to choose.
Really?
Now I got to choose a different one.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go with number 2 here.
Yeah, it's basically the same with a little bit of bling bling on it, folks.
Some bling.
And we're
need the
selling
bling.
multiples of these, so if 3 people buy this set, then tomorrow we're going to go to town and make a few more. Get the
Sounds
calipers
great.
out. Do it right. What about the slugs? Actually, there's only 2 left.
Well,
He is pretty marshmallowy. Kind of goes good with the Q-tips. Those Q-tips are straight from Matt's mother's home.
they sure are.
This slug, though, folks, that's got gold and it's got a really expensive purple. And at this point, I'm telling everyone who looks at or picks up a piece with this color, you may have known last year our signature pumpkin was recycled with this lavender purple, and they're not making this lavender anymore. So we have a very, very limited amount of this. We're only using it for pretty much custom orders at this point. But when you see something with that color, it's worth snatching up. The distributor, the manufacturer of that color is actually completely out of business, so won't be coming around anytime soon.
Rip lavender.
Rip lavender, folks. So there we go. We'll take it back around and see what's going on in the shop. I'm going to take a look at the comments here, folks, and Chris is getting to drawing. Let's see what he's coming up with for show 223 Goblet Action. Any questions, folks? Send them into the chat. Where's my liquid?
Chris is drawing up a nice cup.
Yeah, we'll try to do something crazy here, not sure what. We'll be looking at this.
With the arms.
Some little bits.
I read in a book that Jake had just purchased, there was basically this design cup, but they were used to be flipped over and they were made to look like women in dresses.
Really?
Yeah.
They did do those. I have a few of those upstairs if you ever want to see them. This looks like it's about to be pretty radical, folks. We're about to get into one here. This could take a good majority of the rest of the show, and that's a beautiful thing. So let's see how it goes. Michelle was asking if I could answer one of the questions. I haven't caught up on my phone in the comments yet. There's a couple I want to comment on. But the question was, if we pre-ordered we still got a little more work to do on these. We came up with the name today. We've got 3 different ideas we're going to choose from. We're designing these 2 glasses, which you've seen shorts of, you've seen videos of on YouTube, on all over social media. And we started them, Michelle started the process on the experimental show one of these Sundays, a few Sundays ago. Those 2 glasses are going to be the first of a collectible line with gold stamps on them and are going to be only for the lounge and special releases of new cups. I like it. So we're going to go get on with the show here and see what's going on with that.
Well, we're gonna blow out this top section right here first, and we're gonna add that Avolio and then a triple optical bubble stem.
Okay.
And then we'll put another Avolio and a solid foot. And then we'll plane it up and put the handles on.
That sounds perfect.
Good old handle buck wild. I think
The handles are going to be hardcore.
we'll be going purple and iris, I think.
That sounds pretty classic and pretty tasty. This piece is going to be for sale if it makes it. But back to what I was saying, those glasses we're still figuring out exactly how it's going to work. They're going to be released in August. I believe it's August 10th is going to be the date of this huge crowdfunding. Call all our friends and family, call all of our amazing customers of the past, the present, and the future to come down for a once-in-a-lifetime event to raise money for what we've got going on over here and have a midnight maybe glass blowing scenario, all kinds of craziness. That's when those pieces will be released. And so we'll likely do for our online customers, we'll probably do just like any other product release. We'll put up a few of them on the website. You could pick and choose your number with a discount code because you've already pre-ordered and purchased it. Whether that's one of the two glasses, there's two different styles, a tall one and a short one, or it's the set of them, and you'll be able to pick them out online. In person, you'll be able to do the same thing. Yeah. We might have changed the date today. I had to look at the calendar and change the date. So, August 10th it is, folks. We're getting into the busy season right now, too, here, and we were just looking at the calendar. We got the Ren Fair coming up. We got Arts, Beats, and Eats at the Maker's Mark scenario coming up. Here comes a T-shirt. We won this in a non-affiliated event, golf event this weekend, and there it is, Maker's Mark. We're going to actually have their stamp right there. That's the wax seal on all of their bottles made. I was talking with the guy who makes stamps that we know. And he's going to be crafting us up a stamp for that special event. It's going to be hardcore, using recycled bottles and stamping them and making them part of that scenario is going to be really awesome. Yeah, I can keep sitting here and just talking. Commercial glass. Yeah. Kind of overwhelmed here. I just feel like I'm just sitting here being watched by everybody right now, and I don't know what's going on. I've been talking for 15 minutes straight. Are we doing something here? What do we got?
I don't have the
microphone?
question is, have you been to a new restaurant? Like, new restaurants are opening all the time. Have you been to a new one? A couple of you guys posted what, like, new food. Chris had an octopus sandwich. Like, what new things have you tried this summer?
So that's the giveaway question. That's for how you win the giveaway piece of the show. And we haven't made that piece yet, but we got 2 giveaways to go from last week. And that's the deal.
Yeah, and that was an octopus po' boy.
Bobby Slug.
Oh, it's on.
All right, number 11 is Mobby Sluggy with H spots. I knew everyone would go crazy when I said that. But it's okay, you can have H spots. They're not like a bad thing. You're all gonna get them. If you haven't got them now, you will get them. And so...
I'm not looking forward to
I
H
stole your
spots.
clipboards. I don't know. I was just listening to this lady talk. She's 101 and she was giving a lecture somewhere. And it was so cool because she was like, how does it feel to be 100? And she's like I'm 100. It feels like I'm 100. But then she started talking about her son and just like kicked in, and her energy was powerful and she was amazing. And I'm just like, you know what? When I'm 100, I want to be so inspired. Of course you're going to have aches and pains. You've been dragging that body around for 100 years. But what if you felt fantastic mentally? And she was so sharp. So anyways, that's the name of the slug because I was inspired by this one.
Lynn just said the lounge glasses are beautiful in person. And Lynn was one of the customers, I believe it was Josh that she came here with.
It's on the card.
They had a glass picked out, 2 of them ready to go, brought them right up to the counter, and we had to break the news to them that they were just for pre-orders. And it was a little bit treacherous, felt bad about it, but It's the truth. It's fair
Blow.
for everyone. We're not giving them to our friends. We're keeping them serious.
Good.
And just know, going forward, folks, if we put a gold stamp on something, if you own something with a gold stamp,
Blow.
that will mean it's a
Good.
collectible Glass Academy Lounge series item.
Well, the other thing is we never know what the hit is going to be. So we wanted to test the items. We wanted to test production. We wanted to see if it could work out, and they just happened to be done at the same time customer appreciation was done.
All right, Matt, I'll take a small of oleo.
All right. That's right, Kim. August 10th is going to be the day you want to put on your calendar. It's a Thursday. We normally have just regular live glass blowing from 4 to 6 in between happy hour days here at the studio, but this is going to be a special, serious situation. We're going to have all kinds of action going on in the shop, guest artists.
Did you tell them about the nighttime yet?
We don't know if that's the plan or not, or what the
Taking
deal
it
is.
straight
We
on.
have the date picked
Yep.
out, but all we could tell you is that there's a lot of action going on.
Yeah, there's going to be something
Flip.
happen in the 20 years of our business that we have never, ever done.
Yeah.
So you think you know the Glass Academy? You do not know the Glass Academy.
We always try and hook you guys up with the dates that the important stuff's happening. Whether you're out of town, in town, whether you can make it, book a flight, book a hotel, get an Airbnb. This is going to
Stay
be a
on.
good one to be at. I can promise you
Good.
that. And we're really looking forward to it. Beautiful Evolio there.
All right, I'll take
What do you need?
a purple stem bit. Like a
Blown bubble
fit.
with 3
Yeah, take a copper.
copper blue out of
Just
the
gonna
mold.
be straight optic out of the small mold,
Alright.
which you got over there. Let's hear. You can kind of see what that looks like, guys.
With the
Matt,
light,
would you
not
toss up a
good.
couple blowpipes?
Go this way.
Yeah.
There we go.
Just the top of the cup. You can see that section over there.
Is that going to be too big, or is that all right?
Apologize if the focus
Okay.
doesn't kick in right away. The
Copper
camera
blue,
takes
yep.
a minute to readjust.
So the trick to making cups is make them small because they end up getting big really fast. So I got a nice looking small little cup.
You saw that happen on mine. That thing
Real,
was
yep.
too tall.
Nice.
So you guys remember Heather? She has taken a full-time job, and now we have Bess jumping in with the camera. We're getting some of the best shots from the show. A little less
Dropping and
chaotic
switching
on
with
the
you?
blowing
Yep.
floor here.
Give it a flash after you
All right,
puff
just
it out.
going into the
and we'll
mold.
trade. Nice and hot.
Will you give him a little puff of air if he needs it?
Of course.
All right, this is where Chris can really control the size and scale that he needs. With glass blowing, there's half or a third gets cut off on the floor. A third
Look at
is
that.
the perfect part
Blow.
in the middle.
Just straighten those
And a
lines
third
right
on the
out
pipe.
beautifully.
Good. Okay, Jake.
It's nice to have the torch because we can spot heat things. Alright, so this is the bubble. What you don't see is Jake's blowing on the back end, putting some air in there so Chris can cut off exactly what he needs.
Sheesh.
Come on now, camera.
Very nice, very nice. The real trick is doing with these stems is getting it done quick and making it happen, because that connection right there, as strong as that beautiful shape is, you don't have, it's thin, so even though you're not going to break it, you heat it up really fast. So So if he had to take 2 or 3 more heats to get this shape straightened up, that oleo would start moving and then it would lose its integrity. It wouldn't be the perfect swoosh. So he just chopped that up into 3 spheres again, and they look pretty good.
All right,
technique.
finished piece.
Huh?
Technique.
That's the tech.
Can you point with your toes where those 3 bubbles are?
My toes?
Well, yeah, because there's a lot of handle action going on in this drawing.
Too many handles, not enough toes? Is that what you're saying?
Too many handles, not enough toes. Any comments, questions you guys have, put them in the chat. We are able to listen to it or look at it during the show and answer your questions. Next step is the
All right, we'll go for an Avolio. Just like that last one.
Avolio and then the
All
foot.
right.
Oh, Carrie.
All right, anyone out there new? Do we have any newbies? What I discovered was the other day, someone said, oh yeah, I watch a show every week, and I've never seen their name. And I said, well, I never see you comment. And they're like, you know, some of us just like being behind the scenes. Not everyone wants to put their thing in the chat. Plus, she also said she was watching on YouTube, and so
Quickly.
she didn't have a way to chat because it was on her TV.
Don't flip till I say flip. Flip. Otherwise, you're grinding up the jacks, you know what I mean? Yeah. Good.
Beautiful.
So if you are new, welcome. You are at the Glass Academy. The show is called The Gathering Point. We got Jacob and Chris, and I don't know if you noticed,
he
but
needs to run. Can't walk
A little
over
hotter.
with that.
Little hotter. Grab a
Really,
fresh.
when you're bringing bits like that, Matt, which you've never brought them that way, you really need to like almost run from the glory hole to here. If we were really doing these, we'd be doing it right in front of the furnace. So you just take a gather and hand it to me, because that one was just, there's nothing you could do except for get here quicker. It was just too cold to do what I needed to do to it. So
They're all done.
if you can do it one more time and just get over here real quick.
And take the
Yeah.
gather and just sit on the sill for a sec.
so
Or come over here and go on the glory hole if you want.
yeah, goblets are a tricky thing because it's different than we normally blow. So it's a different hustle, it's a different grind.
Go right
And
in the
if we
glory
did
hole.
a ton of glass blowing,
Beautiful. Get it right in the flame, nice and hot.
with
And then when you
goblets,
come over,
everyone
you
would be
just
trained.
point it at my piece and stop turning. I'll grab it and then I'll let loose and say flip. You got it. Straight on. Okay. Flip. Perfect. See that? Now I can go like this and look how nice and hot that is. See that?
Beautiful.
That's what we want right there, folks.
You know, when Chris and I learned how to blow glass, it was someone
Hang
with a VCR following us around. It was hilarious to see. Jake just has the phone in his hand and it's so simple.
Good.
I have VCR tapes bootlegged.
What a purple foot, a hot one?
Blown or no?
Nope, just a footing tool foot.
Okay, see, Chris is preparing for his next step. He's getting the hand tool ready. They're like so subtle things. Do you ever see in a fire station how they set up their clothes so when there's a fire they just jump into their pants? Their pants
Cool.
are already tucked into their boots and it's really quick. That's something a glass blower needs to do as well. You always need to be thinking of your next step and getting it ready at the bench so that you are 100% ready. Gives you a little bit of time to think about your next step. But you got to
Yep.
prepare like that. And a good assistant too, when you're making production, when you're doing production, will know where you're going. Piece like today, it's a little trickier because these are goblets. That's not something we've done. So which direction Chris is going is anyone's guess. There's a little muscle used in that footing tool. You might saw his arm flex a little there. Matt's ready. He's there with the paddle. This is kind of like watching tennis. When that guy's like running across, picking up the ball when they miss the ball. That's Matt's role right now. It's to anticipate every move that Chris is going to do and be there when he's
They're behind
needed.
you.
So a little behind the scenes information. There's a nail sticking out of the big sharp nail out of the bottom of that footing tool.
Oh boy.
And when I was squeezing it on, it was jamming into my palm of my hand. So I stopped for a minute and then I realized I couldn't stop, so I had to go back in for the jam. It worked out pretty good.
Who's in charge of maintaining the tools?
Maintaining the tool?
Yeah.
The footing tool?
Yeah.
The footing guy.
You have one of those, just like we have a cleaner and we have a scheduler
Yep.
and someone who does the batch.
Yep. We
We
got
are a
people
small
for all
crew
angles.
here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm kind of being facetious.
We wear many hats
We
in
do.
this house.
It's the tool
We
fairy.
have 5 glass blowers, and we have, I think, 6 gallery staff, shipping, and office. And we must seem like we're big kahunas by the questions that are asked sometimes. May I speak to your shipping department? May I speak to the one who's in charge of the Xerox machine?
It's cool being a small crew because we get to learn all types of different things.
Yep. Whenever you're ready.
I love the Xerox machine question. Well, we have 32 machines on 7 different
Thanks, Monty.
floors. I hope you guys are appreciating my humor. I'm trying to break the air of the seriousness of the goblet.
All right. Well, you're just when you're making cups, you're concentrating. This is what makes
know.
all of us glass blowers want to blow more glass. Is when you're making whatever level you're at, whatever you're making, gives
gotta
you that
focus.
knot in the stomach, and you're just nervous, and you're just like, oh my god, I want it to come off. And then every once in a while, it gets ripped away from you and shatters on the floor, and you're all upset. But then you want to come back for more. It's like hitting a bad golf shot. It's the one beautiful drive right down the center of the fairway that keeps you coming back, and you got to forget all those bad ones.
That's the truth.
Yeah, golf analogies don't work. What percent of golfers do we have listening today? If you are a golfer,
We
Can you
know
type
that
golf in
we
the
got
chat?
a lot of golfers out there watching the show here tonight.
let's see.
Yep.
Put it in the chat. If you like to golf, say golf.
Just like Red Wings hockey players, Red Wings appreciators. We know you're
Or
out there.
Maybe if you have a golf emoji, put it in the chat.
Look at Joyce, the golfer, just signed in Allen Park.
Well,
Joyce, you're the bomb.
that's what I'm saying.
Big golfer. There we go. We got Lynn St. Pierre. She said putt putt. That means she's a golfer.
Oh,
I play
you guys
putt
are
putt, but I
killing
don't
me.
golf.
Putt putt. That's awesome. Putt putt putt
fun.
putt putt putt.
Oh, look, here comes Frank. Frank's a big golfer.
Who's Frank? Frank Reed?
No, this guy's Frank the... Oop, comment already got taken down. Was that you, Bess? Gosh, you're quick.
Oh, what did he say? Speaking of which,
It was some spam.
Bot golfer?
Yeah, bot golfer.
all right, let me say this. I know some of you, Julie Finn pointed it out after I had deleted about 8
Very
people
lightly.
the day before. There is military men that seem to think you women are all lonely. And they say, will you be my friend? And then I look up their picture. They all have the American flag behind them. They're all looking prim and proper, dressed up in suits. They're all robots. They're all spam. I take some of them down and I block them, but don't get to them all. So what, we talked about golf and the spammer kicked in? What else could we talk
It was
about?
about cures for diabetes.
Dad, are you
Here's
chopping
for
them up
diabetes.
first, or are we just... Are you doing the pull and chop? Laying them down, walk the dog, or how are we... Oh, I think I see.
All right.
If I had to guess without looking at this... Wow, look at that. Beautiful flare.
Das Flair.
Will you take a peek in a moment when you're done with that at the drawing and let me take a stab at are we dropping one bit there and you're cutting it and pulling them to the side?
Yeah, we'll drop
Okay.
one in the center, and I'll pull one up and one down, and I'm going to cut it uneven so the top's a little bit bigger than the bottom.
And then we're going to run the pinch
And then we're
bits
going to
down
run
the side?
pinch bits after we do both of those.
All right.
All right, truth be told, I don't miss assisting on these. Your bits have to be so spot on the same. They have to be extra so the glass blower has some to work with. You have to know who you're working with so your heat is what they can handle. Not too hot, not too cold. You have to time it with their flashing the piece in the glory hole so that everything
How's that
lines up
looking?
and is the proper heat.
Good.
So, Jake and Chris, it's interesting too. They talk very similar. The voice is very similar. So if they talk through this, you're not going to know who's saying what.
Chris was just mentioning glasma, a different type of glass we could potentially melt in the future here. There's one thing about our glass is that it works great for production because it stiffens up a little bit quicker than usual. When you're working with goblets, though, you want all the heat that you can possibly have. So for goblets, it's actually making it a little bit more difficult on us working with this style of glass. We're also working out of the large glory hole because we're streaming and we're showing you guys this process.
I thought you said
You want to get in there with the torch
screaming.
potentially, Matt?
Yeah.
Just have that torch ready in case he wants to torch that bottom one and stick it down. That's exactly what I mean right there. He cut it. By the time he went to lay that second one down, there just wasn't enough heat. He got the beautiful bend on it, but it didn't stick and fuse to the side. Perhaps if we had a little bit softer of a glass, it might have done it in one
And
move,
Matt's
but
there ready with the torch. It's
still got
lit.
a beautiful burn on it.
So if Chris needs it, he's got
I'm ready
it.
when you are for another
You're
one.
good?
Yep. Hang tight just in case, Matt.
Beautiful cut. You got to be so efficient with those diamond shears. The longer you're cutting and the more you're squishing the glass, the more you're cooling it right down.
It does sound like a golf commentary. He took the cut. It was a good cut. The orange has left the building.
He's wrapping it around. He's about to lay it down, folks.
Matt's getting the torch ready just in
Yep.
case. The pit crew is ready.
Look at that. He's going
Bess
to
is
get a
standing
flash.
by with the camera.
That was a lot of action right there, folks, for a paper-thin goblet. A lot of work with the hands, and you know it's ice cold because the whole piece didn't lean at all in that whole time he did to make that action happen.
How's this punny doing?
Doing good.
This is the other job of the assistant, is to keep an eye on the punny and kind of let the glass blower know, like, hey, your punny is getting really cold, or do another flash, because you're so intent on making whatever part you're working on, you kind of forget some of the basics. Now, if we were doing these 8 hours a day, all day long, all week long, we'd be pretty savvy at them.
We saw Sarah, Oliver's mother, here on the weekend on
that was
Sunday.
fun.
Nice.
She just mentioned she didn't get any pictures of the ladies over the weekend.
Oh,
'Cause you guys
we're
were
gonna hold you to that.
hustling
you gotta come
hard.
Visit.
All right. we're
Not
gonna
that
do
we
some
weren't,
jumper
but-
picks.
You should post those in the
Jumper.
Glass Academy Addicts page, Sarah, for sure.
Sarah, that just means you have to come back. Bess and I take no offense.
It's really tough to concentrate on this when you can't see out of your eyes because they're full of sweat.
Hey, you know, I did buy a
And
headband.
Yeah.
Salty action.
That's what I just bought. I saw tennis players with them,
All right,
and
we're
I
gonna
bought
do
one of
those-
those headbands.
All right. Well,
Out of blue.
all right.
I always remember the older glass blowers wearing those and being like, oh my God, they're like, look at their big nerds. And now I've turned into that. I have one in my car, Chris, if you want to be the 70s tennis player.
Nice.
What color is the bubbles in the snow?
Copper blue.
So copper blue is
You can see
the
that truly
center,
down there. There's a little.
but it when it's hot, it's got some orange in it, so it's this really pretty green. It almost looks like an emerald green.
You ready
It will
on this
brighten
one?
up.
We're gonna pull it down and then we're gonna go for it.
We're going to do the pull and chop, folks.
And the torch here on the punny is just what we need.
Security. That's what that is.
Steady as she goes.
These are the tricky bits.
Stay.
That's exactly what you have to do. You have to stay
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo!
steady.
Did you guys see that middle move? How quick he did that. Two things, and the way he cut that end piece, he didn't just chop it, he went like this. So it's a perfectly rounded, flat cut. But notice middle, when he hops from the one sphere over the middle sphere to the next one, the way he pushes it up and pinches it all in one slick move.
How many people are watching on their TV? I heard that when you've got it on your big screen, that it looks really good. Because you can see the detail.
Same exact color.
Yep.
I need 1 second here.
Give me one flash then.
You guys are killing me. Back for it, back for
You
it.
don't straighten the piece out. You want it to straighten itself out while you're doing the other handle. See how it's off center?
Here we go.
I'm ready.
I think those things are so subtle. Okay,
Watch
touches
it right here.
You can see the orange part's what's
Boom.
hot.
Boom.
There's the center
Boom.
point Jake was just talking about. 2 pinches. You can see how quick the glass is cooling off. And that's the rounded bit.
Almost on center.
Yeah, baby. You guys know on most of these goblet shows, that first piece got the stamp. It wasn't too delicate, but we're not going to stamp the side of this piece here. These are going to be hand signed with the Glass Academy action on there. There's just no clear place for something this delicate and delicious
How do you hand sign?
for a stamp on there. Like this,
No, but what's the tool?
a Dremel. Diamond
So-
bit Dremel.
We definitely want to make sure that we reduce this when the time's right.
And what does reducing mean? Make it smaller?
Now, reduction means that we're going to bring out the precious iridescence in those amber steps right there.
All right. It's hard because it's going to the ceiling.
Looks
There we
like
go.
everyone's watching on the 65-inch Ultra HK W
once right now, and then
TV. And that's serious.
HQW twisted
got
what?
it. Yeah, it's the new technology.
All right, next week, actually, Chris and I are out of town, and we're going to make a curtain that we can stand in front of, and you'll see a lot more detail on the piece instead of seeing it through the window or against the wall. So, as we mentioned, lots of new
Windows to
things
the wall.
coming.
Beautiful.
What happened? Through the wall? What?
You were just singing a classic song there for a second, Mom.
Chris, will you put it over here on the floor?
Just throw it on the
possible.
floor. It's coming off the pipe now.
Joey said, hey,
I've got the folk.
All right, see, now you can see. Very nice, very nice. Okay.
Come on, baby. He's going for the metal. This is actually a tenderer tap than our wooden bonking stick would be. It starts
Ow.
super light. Here it comes, baby. Come on now.
And there it goes. Isn't it nice when it's not all the way on the other side of the studio?
All right.
Yeah,
I love
baby.
that. Nice. Out the sweet one. Nice job, Matt.
Super
Ow.
tight.
All
Super
right.
tight.
Kind of gets you all excited. Makes us want to do more. Crazy ones.
Crazy one.
I like it. And it's nice when it comes off the pipe. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because that just gets you more excited.
I know exactly what you mean.
All right. So what's next, folks? What time is it?
Housekeeping. Do some housekeeping, and then we can spin the wheel since we're going to go for our late competition.
Me? And a clipboard. I'm going to be all official. All right, folks, let's let it all out right now.
Next to this official guy. Ooh, there's like a little bit of a breeze here.
It feels like some heat coming off of me. Oh.
A couple of things.
It's not mine.
Every sale I have ordered stickers. Every sale is getting a Gathering Point sticker in it. Very cool. You'll notice we're starting to post these in our videos. You know why? Because we're doing a lot of not imported, but foreign glass shops, and they're super cool techniques, and people are like, how do you do that? And I'm like, I don't know, that's over in China, and they're making lamp parts. So I decided to do this in our videos so that people know it's in the U.S. Simply grateful. This is a shout out to Lynn St. Pierce and Josh Michaels. They gave us a really nice card and all the paddles, which they will not go to waste. We will use them.
Thank you very much, you guys. What a great gift. It got us some paddles from Ivan at Leviathan Designs. Is that what it is? Leviathan Glassworks?
Yep.
We love that. And then is this what we wanted to talk about here? No?
No.
Just hold a clipboard to look official?
Camera, that's what you feel names.
I will jump to the camera. Do you have the heart
Oh.
and the pumpkin over there
I do.
that we're giving away?
Tell me when.
Look at that sweaty situation.
Oh, yeah. This one's not working?
I'm not standing. Okay, we're back, and we had two contests because remember 4th of July was taped. So 4th of July, we decided to go with the 4th of July pumpkin.
The patriotic pump.
Super cool, super cool. And
Sorry,
my
that was
notes
loud.
are elsewhere. I'm sorry, I'm not going to say the answer to the question. But here, you say this, and I'm going to
What? I thought I was
You
just a
say it.
microphone. I thought I was Mr. Microphone over here. So which one of these am I? Oh, this is it. I see it. Can I say it?
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is the patriotic pumpkin and Nicole
Grashik.
Grashik.
Patriotic
The
pump
way
champion.
She answered this question. The question was, come back to my microphone.
Boom.
Oh.
How do you define fine art? And she said, I think of an artist who has been trained in and studied their art for some time. Now, I'm not lying. Donna spins the wheel, then she goes back and highlights the comments, and they're always like spot on. I'm like,
That's because it's the electrifying mojo.
Whoa.
whoa. Okay, so then the next one. Show off the purple heart, turn around, put that down.
Yes, ma'am.
The next question was,
Let's
what
see
do you
that
do
heart.
for 4th of July? Like, do you go to fireworks? Do you go to a parade? This person, the winner, said big fireworks. However, they're super beautiful because they reflect on the lake, and we've actually visited this person, and I know exactly what she's talking about. But there was a storm this year, so no fireworks. And the winner is
Treachery.
She might even be just already rolling off of her chair backwards excited because she might know that we're talking about her. Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh!
And hey, check this puppy out. She's big, she's bulging, and she is a lovely heart that was freshly made last night by me. And this thing is pimping and beautiful. I mean, it looks like it could beat at any moment.
Watch out, everyone. Sue, you got a special one.
okay. The last two, right? We have two. So on Sunday, it was a $25 gift card. You guys enter this contest. Like, you like that coupon? You just got 30% off. This is $25 free dollars to use towards a class product. Why would you not?
$3.
$3.
It's
And
rare.
right now, I mean, like, I don't
Isn't-
even have a full page of names. Like, come on. What are you guys doing on Sunday? Enter the contest. Maybe you're going to watch the experimental show and you're not coming back to answer the question.
I used to say free dollars when I didn't have my two front teeth.
Anyway,
Free dollars.
the winner, one winner says, we don't have the survey from the second week. But anyway,
Uh-oh.
I love what you can do with glass. Always learn something new from your shows. The question was, will you promote our shows, right? Will you name these two names?
Name them
I
well.
will. I'm going to name them. Any second now, folks. It's going to come out. All right. The first one, $25 gift card. Andrea Silowski.
Yeah.
Beautiful, Andrea. You got it. And on the other one, $25 gift card. Lori Price.
All right.
Oh, come on down. You're the next contestant on The Price is Right.
Woo!
You just won $10 and dinner for two. People
that
have
was-
to remember that.
A lot of action.
All right, Shell.
Why
there's
don't you
your
just
heart.
finish off this
Thank you.
deal here? Yep.
Kindly, everyone.
What?
And now, are we making
Yeah.
the giveaway?
No. The
I mean-
goblet is live.
Ooh, that
Chris's
goblet is
goblet is
live.
live, folks.
I do want to say that we're going to have some type of a photo if Joey's watching and we land on this one.
I think I did see Joey here earlier. He said, "Hey-o."
Yeah, so if he get a Joey head dunk, you
Then
guys,
we'll take a nice video of it and upload that tomorrow.
That's right. So here we go. I'm going to start it on that because I really do want to see Joey dunk his head at home.
Dunk time. Don't get dizzy now, folks. Better take that microphone off and figure that out later.
Prep the bucket, folks. Prep the bucket.
Give him something murky, Matt. Give him something real murky.
Murky. Hey, I'm the only one in the studio who's taken a drink of the Merc water at Merc level
That's
8.
true. That's true.
Just give me,
Matt's going back into the corner. He's going to get a bucket prepped.
give me a freshie.
And we're going to get a serious head dunk going on here. And to be honest, Chris, you look like you need it the most.
I do. Don't give me one of those stainless steel ones because my head won't fit in it.
Your head's not that big. As long as it's one of the bigger ones.
I got to de-mic myself. It was pretty tough getting this thing on.
I know. You will have to de-mic yourself. I'm going to draw up what the giveaway is going to be here, and then we're going to collaborate on that giveaway special.
It should fit in this one.
Karma for
Huh?
sure.
I think it'll fit in there.
That's going to
All
fit
right.
right in there.
Where do you want it?
All right, I'll work the camera. Right on top of my drawing because it didn't make it.
Yeah, right there.
All right. They need a comment on the dunk, like a dunk. You 10 and 10 is the best, like dunk quality. Look at that piece of equipment.
Go, Beth. You can hold on to this nice.
Oh, delicious. Where?
I just don't want to have to get down on all fours like an animal.
All right, folks, we're going to need you to vote on this one in a second here now. Chris has got a large bucket. He's got a large head. There's a little bit of murk. Let's take a look now. There's a little action in the bottom of there. Oh, there goes the camera for a second. Now, hold on. All right, he's dunking his hands. He's getting prepped. All right.
Like some cold water.
Well, I'm sorry. I tried.
Sorry, you wanted cold water. Here we go.
All right.
Hold your breath now.
You're going to push all that water out.
I know. I'm trying not to get my shoes wet.
Go for it. Yeah. Wow. That was pretty good.
Ooh, I got a cramp too.
I got a cramp too.
My abs are cramping because my six-pack's cramping here.
Well done.
All right.
What do you guys think?
It feels really good, you guys.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
I bet it did. We got a nice puddle to work with here now. And I'll do my drawing right in the middle of it.
Well, it wasn't too murky. A little bit went up my nose and it felt good.
Well, let's see what the ratings say. Needs ice.
That's right.
Solid dunk. We got a 10 from Carol, an 8 from Maria, a great dunk from Donna. Let's see, we got Dana, 9.9.
Nice. I was in there for a while.
You were close. You almost got the 10 there. Sharon said it was solid. We got Loretta at a 10. Dana, 10. Full dunk. John, 7.34.
John, what'd I do to you? Jeez.
Julie just gave you a 6. She said, what the heck? Lynn, 9.5.
Which
Sarah,
Julie?
9. Carolyn, 10.
Which Julie?
Julie Finn.
Finn.
Watch out.
Julie, give me a 6. I had to do a high dive off a ladder into that bucket to get more than a 6 from Julie. That's tough. All right, what's the story now? We're blowing some glass.
Let's do a triple collab. I think, Matt, you start one up for us. You want to do the stem and I'll finish it?
Yeah.
All right.
But let's figure out the design here. Let's think about this.
Let Matt draw the top, then I'll draw the stem, and you draw the foot.
Take it
All
away,
that
brother.
great action you got on a foot.
Yeah, right. I'll draw something up real nice for the foot. He's thinking, you don't need color.
Ooh, look
in
at the smoke
drawing.
coming out of his ears, folks.
He's getting prepped. Here he goes. Watch out for Chris's toe. Don't need to draw too big now.
Well, yeah, that's a little big, huh?
Watch out.
Maybe a little
He's
skinnier.
focused. He's focused. Oh! He's so focused.
He didn't even feel that, folks.
He just got inspired. So the foot's going to be under the marver behind Matt. We will make it happen.
That's right. We got a big boy. Oh!
Uh-oh, little Van
He's got some
Gooey.
swirl action.
Only in the bottom.
All right.
Only
trade
in the
off,
bottom.
trade
Fade
off.
up to clear.
Yeah.
I like it.
We'll set the mega glass aside, folks. Just like Mega Croc and Mega NATO. This is the mega glass.
Leslie gave you a 10 for effort.
Effort, I did it.
A lot of 10s. You did a pretty good job. Pretty good
I
job.
stuck in there, and then I went even deeper and touched my head onto the bottom of the bucket.
Yeah, I thought you were going to come out, and then you kept going. It was
Yeah.
good.
All right, oops, so I got to add this stem on.
We still got a few of these awesome miniature mold-blown shot glasses with the radical texture on them, folks. So if you're kind of on the fence, remember we got the deal for 2 of them. They haven't hit the gallery yet. They haven't gone on the website as a final product yet. This is a first release of something new, kind of a tester product, and we got a lot of good response when they were out here on the product table.
Radical.
So we put them on the show, and this is looking kind of radical. We don't really know what's going on here. All right, it's my turn.
It's not a spider, everybody.
It's a spider.
Come on, spider's got. Wait a minute.
Looks like a crab almost.
It's just organic, jelly-like glass.
Can you keep it kind of low and squatty, Matt, not too tall, so it's not too crazy, and I'll do a trumpet foot?
Yeah.
Because that's the only thing I can do that's cool on my end of things.
And how you gonna punny it up?
Can't. So I guess I'll just do a regular foot.
Renaissance style? Could be an organic foot, globule style, whatever you want. On the marver, wham bam. Thank you, man.
Let's take a look. Let me take a look at what goes on here with this double collab. Go ahead, start it up, and we'll see what she's looking like. And I'll take the shot on the fly.
Are you really hitting it from the hip?
Yeah, like this.
So put a question mark there. I like that. Could you sit in this little porta potty, Jake?
I could take a ride around the shop in this.
You better be careful
My
if you
rocking
sit on it,
chair.
because I'd give you a push. But that was Jake's
one will
porta
split.
potty when it was a youngster.
Yeah. That's all I got to say about that. This is a really cool crucible that Michelle just rolled over, folks. We're completely, as you know, repainting, doing all kinds of action. The entire gallery has been removed from the gallery side. I don't know if we took a zoom over there yet, but when Matt's not doing, oh, yep, there we go. We did do a Facebook Live on Facebook, but for all our amazing YouTube people out there that follow at glassblowing, which is us, they didn't see that. So it's looking really good over there. But this is one of like 25 crucibles that we have that are old crucibles. Did you get enough color on there? How's it looking? Just
put
gold brown?
three little pats of gold brown.
You could go, we're going to be blowing it kind of thin. You could do a little extra with the size 0 just to make sure it's iridescent popping. But this is an old crucible, folks, and you see the crack right here. It's corrosive. The glass is corrosive. It eats away the inside, and we use these as plant pots and kind of just as decor throughout the gallery. We're thinking about what we want to do differently with them now that we're rearranging the whole gallery and painting and building a bar into the studio. So we just got to take a look at it.
I did want to add a little comment here, Jake, was that when you take a look at this, generally you have to take the crucible out of the furnace when you have a hairline fracture.
Right.
And this here, folks, for the record, is a Glass Academy hairline fracture. When you could put 4 fingers through the crack, you know that that's Glass Academy.
Can you chop that down any further and bust that thing wide open?
Because we literally work this thing to the bone.
To the bone.
All right. Away with her.
Send it. Oh, yeah.
There she goes, our old friend, the crucible.
Oh.
All right, Matt's got it going. He's got his color pattern. Have you done some twist action on there?
I sure have.
Nice.
Just got to blow it out.
He's getting ready to puff some air into it.
He's just getting it lined up real nice. He's got a beautiful shape. He's squishing all that color together. With any given color, he only has one color on there, but if you do have really thick spots of color that aren't melted in and really thin spots on the other side,
You'll get
cause
thick spots.
problems. Yeah.
If you get some treachery.
Something will go down.
I mean, thick spots. We don't need to be going
You
into that
do
territory.
have problems. Do you do?
Sometimes.
From time to time.
Most people do.
Here he
All right.
goes.
He's throwing stuff.
Oh, here it comes.
Come on down.
So once again, I like throwing these facts in every once in a while, guys, but capping off means blowing air into the pipe, which Matt just did, putting his thumb over it, and then that air that he has in the pipe hits that hot glass, expands from the moisture in his breath, and blows out that first bubble. You're not really doing that right after the other one, you know? You're just not doing it.
You're not doing it.
You do it once, and that's it. And then after that, you're really doing hand, mouth, and pipe.
That's right.
That's
Did you
like
go
that-
over there to blow in the pipe, or are
Isn't
you just
that
sitting over there?
One disease, hand, mouth, and pipe disease, glass blowers.
Oh, God. What is that one?
And you grow like a third foot below your back,
I've heard that before.
like a hoof.
Does anybody know about
Like
that?
some type of
Captain
foot and a
Hook.
hoof.
Captain
out your
Hook
back.
from Chronicles of Narnia?
That's Peter Pan, my friend.
Right.
Yeah, Chronicles of Narnia. No, nothing ever really comes to life except for in the Dark Crystal.
Oh, classic.
That's where you see all that weird pipe hoof disease
They
stuff.
want the elixir.
Right.
Hello?
Did you talk, I might have missed it, about the crucibles being the table in the Michigan room?
No, I haven't talked about that.
So we were thinking about building these metal stands and then putting the crucibles and then a
Good.
piece of sheet glass over the top to be a table in the Michigan room. And then that way you guys could like look in the crucible.
Lynn was just mentioning, I mean, instead of it being a full table, she said, can you fill in the cracks with clear glass and use it for napkins or something you'd have in the lounge area? Like, they could be like little side tables, you know, for little trinkets and books and whatnot.
I have
Something
no
like
idea
that.
what anyone's talking about.
There's
I
a
know
lot
what
of-
Sharon's talking about.
It's a lot of sharp edges to it, if we're being honest.
We are being honest.
And that's maybe a
Good.
little more time and energy than we want to put into it.
I already have a design for the crucible cocktail tables.
I know, but this is like something unusual, and they
You
just
put a
pulled them
round
all
piece of
out.
glass on top of it, fill it full of unique items on the inside,
Take
napkins
it
and
down a
such.
little bit more.
Not napkins.
Well, I don't know. I just
I'd
heard
say
that.
even
So
puff it a little more, hold it up in the air, let it
No,
squat a little, get a
not
little bit
napkins.
wider.
no, I mean sculptural little
Just a
pieces
little
of
tiny
glass with
tender-
blown elements.
And what I'm getting at is it's something really kitschy that no one else can do, right?
Kitschy.
Kitschy.
Yeah, and I think we
kitsch.
could make take one of our penguins
You know,
and make
just
it
blow a
blow.
little bit.
That's one way to get Chris to be quiet.
That's good.
Have him bench
Make
there.
one of our penguins, and then we slice them right in half, and then we glue it like
Alrighty.
it's diving through the top of the glass into the crucible. So his feet and his butt are sticking up in the air, and his head's going through.
That is a pretty cool idea, folks.
Yeah.
I'd say this is all.
Oh,
All
He's
your
queued it
turn
up
now.
for you, Chris.
I
so
can
wait.
see the brain turning.
Give him a little up close to that swirlage, though.
It's gonna make
All
the
right.
spider now.
Show him what just went down.
All right, what
Let
am
him
I
do the
zooming
zoom,
in?
though. Back it up.
Don't touch the camera now.
Jesus. There we
See,
go.
we had a
There we go.
situation where the focus got mishandled, and now we got to handle the focus every time we need to focus.
Can you focus, please?
I'm focusing.
All right, so I'm gonna take an Evolio since you're already sweating it up. You want to go
Is
for it?
it,
Yeah.
Is it Van Gogh-ish?
Van Gooey, as Joey says.
Yeah, and it's copper ruby, which is a striking color, so it's going to strike and become a lot deeper Merlot. So once again, we've got a nice deep Cab or Merlot, or maybe even a
Sauvignon Blanc.
a little port.
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 Yeah, a little port, some really thick, juicy wine.
I don't think
Hey,
port's
I don't know if these guys watch the show or not, but a huge shout out to Art and his lovely wife, who I can't remember her name. They came by this weekend and brought us a couple growlers from their favorite
We'll drop
local
her on.
brewery. And he also,
Was it Dawn and Art?
no, he also is going to bring us some mead over here soon, his own brewing mead. So I really appreciate him. He hooked us up good. He's a champion. So is his wife. They're super cool. He came for a class one time, and just really appreciate those guys. So another shout out. Appreciate all you guys like crazy.
And you guys don't have to bring us treats. We love you anyways. You can always
Ooh,
tell all your friends to
The
follow our
tech.
show.
would you look at that?
Okay, on. That's good. We're going to keep it a little thicker. Nice.
Just look at that, folks.
Would you look at that?
Just
Yeah.
look at it.
All right, now we get to make the organic mechanic. Yep, that thing right there. We're going to be putting a little bit of copper, iris, no pink, just like purple, copper, iris, and a little bit of all that goodness mixed together. Do it.
You can tell when they're moving around the
How big
camera
do you
here
want it?
because both the ladies in their flip-flops are splashing around like a
How
kid
big
with
do
a
you want
puddle.
Huh?
How big do you want
Hearing
it?
it like
I would
smack,
say,
smack, smack.
Pay attention now.
Yep,
I'm not even
trying
really a
to
part
keep
of this
it
yet.
small per Jake's request. We're not making it too tall.
Hey,
Well,
you know
who
what
knows
else?
what's gonna happen.
So if we can't go to Queechee, Vermont to go to Simon Pierce, we are going to our friend Terrell's place.
Oh, I got a good
and
idea.
she's a glass artist, and we're also going up to Haystack.
Got a
Are we
good
going to be
idea.
able to film something live at Terrell's?
Well, Jake's got a show on Tuesday that he's doing,
We
but
may just have to pull one out of our hat.
we might have to do
Out
something
of the
live.
hat.
If Terrell's hot, I don't know if she's hot right now. Terrell's an
She's
amazing
probably sweating
glass blower.
like
She's from
crazy.
Maine, but then she went to California, and it was like a zillion degrees and super expensive, so she moved back to Maine.
Whoa!
You just want like spots
When
everywhere?
Jake was a
Yeah, you
wee
can let it
little
spin
one,
around
we
on
went
itself
to
a little, let
visit
it drip
them.
off a little.
He caught frogs in their pond.
And then
we're
you can
gonna go
bring
to
that on over,
Haystack,
baby.
Which is an art school in Maine, because even artists need to go to summer camp. It's south of Arcadia Park. It's super stunning. Oh, no good angle.
Lift up.
Right, it'll be in an Instagram reel.
Ha! It will. So Bess just reminded me, you can't see through my tripod camera. She's got the handheld and she can jump in everything. So if you haven't followed us on Instagram yet, now is your time to do so.
It's getting organic, folks.
Reminds me of a monstera leaf.
It does.
Oh, it is like a
Of what?
monstera
Swiss
leaf.
cheeser.
Monstera leaf.
Yeah.
You guys know the Swiss cheese plant?
Matt's got some plants in his humble abode.
I almost just sat on that super hot taglia. Yow. Little burn on the pants isn't as bad as giant paint splotch.
Yeah.
How was Joey's leg, by the way?
Joey's leg is looking good.
This is
He's
something
like a chameleon. He can grow a whole new limb if he needed to.
I've never seen in a glass shop, the reflection of water under glass blowing.
Oh. I bet maybe this is too soon, but I bet that's pretty much what Simon Pierce's place is looking like right now.
I'd say.
All right, everyone send good vibes. Simon Pierce, they have to rebuild. They do amazing stuff. Send them some love.
Yeah, just tucking it right in there.
It's going to be one sweet giveaway, the triple combo.
I like these
Yeah.
giveaways like that because then they can go back and show everyone. See this item on the shelf? Well, it's right here. Let me turn the TV on for you.
That's the best.
And Jake signs them so you know with the show number. The camera's
If
getting
you
nice
know,
and
you
hot,
know.
but it's okay. This is our last piece of the evening. Still have a lot to go, so I'm going to back off.
I'm gonna try a style of foot I've never done before, and maybe the only hint I could give, if I'm gonna give a hint, which the hint I'm gonna give is coming right now, and it's kind of like something to do with a carrot. Carrots we've made before.
Okay.
Nice,
So
I
we'll
like
see.
it. A carrot for a foot? I like that.
Did we name
You
the
have to
piece?
balance it, huh?
Does it have a name?
I don't
Carrot
know.
foot.
What?
Let's go out on a limb and name it something different, like carrot foot.
Remember Carrot
Wow.
Top?
I do remember Carrot Top.
The comedian
He's
guy?
still relevant.
Yeah.
He has a residency in
Is he?
Vegas.
Wow.
He does shows
I
every
think
day.
Carrot Top and Shaun White were brothers.
They look ridiculously similar.
Don't
Really?
they?
Good people, both of them.
Yeah.
Speaking of
Oliver
Shaun
looks like
White,
him too.
if you
All
guys
right
didn't know this, Simon Pierce's son was apparently competition for Shaun White.
Wow.
He's like a famous snowboarder.
This is looking pretty cool, Dad.
You better be thinking about that Carrot Top foot.
I'm thinking about it. That's
Well,
what
I
I'm
can
doing.
tell you right now, it doesn't look anything like a spider.
No.
Bass.
No, it does not. But Linda was saying from this angle, it looks like a shooting comet.
Ooh,
Ooh.
that's right.
I'm going to go close the furnace door, folks. I'll catch you
All right,
guys
after
soon.
this grab, we're going to be able to put a little Evolio on this puppy,
Hey, you know what I
and then
just
I'll hand it off
remembered?
to Jake.
We have leftover popsicles from the show.
You can go for it, Matt.
Woo.
I think we might need one after this.
What did you guys think of the 4th of July show and of the M80 and the giant cherry bomb and the failed firecracker? Did you see the annealer reveal? Michelle did it, and did you see the final products? Let us know your thoughts on those with the texture and the wick. It's still taped up over there. I got a sandblast the M80 on the side of it, but we will be showing you that as soon as it's done. As soon as we find some extra time to do that, it'll be an amazing thing.
All right, and how many, I'm raising my hand, how many people saw that video
Yeah.
of the family blowing up the front lawn?
That sounds a little treacherous. I was going to say, you got
The
to finish
truck.
that one, Mom. The 4th of July treachery you're talking about?
Yes.
Fireworks all over the place? Under
Yeah.
the car? Craziness.
Oh, and
When you were talking
Dearborn.
about fireworks.
Was
all
it
the time.
Dearborn?
Yeah, that was in front of my best friend's neighborhood.
The one that like looks like it's in one of those kind of paddle?
It's by Fortson High School.
Huh. There was a lot of action here in Dearborn.
Yeah.
A lot of kids arrested. A lot of late night
Really?
action going on. Yep, good.
Are you serious?
Yeah, the kids are getting radical
Kids
these
acting
days.
out.
Acting out. That's right.
Huh.
Beautiful.
Maybe this is, instead of Devil's Night, maybe this is the new trend is 4th of July chaos.
Well, the news trend should be like being a good person.
Like what?
Being a good person.
I love that trend.
I think just like blowing glass. Late night in the dark, crazy.
That'd be cool.
Speaking of which, we might be having a party about that.
So we're gonna go for a
Glass
copper blue
blowing party.
foot. We're gonna have a glass blowing party.
Overnight?
It's gonna go into the night, deep.
It is
into
going
the
to be
night.
like the high school party, though. We're going to lock everybody in.
Yep.
Soggy sock.
I'm gonna have an SS situation, folks. You know what that stands for? Could you hear, Beth?
Supersized?
No, I'm not gonna get supersized. I sure hope not. Soggy sock
SSS, soggy sock syndrome.
syndrome. It's not a reoccurring thing.
It
So I'm
isn't?
gonna need like a nice mop, but I'm gonna need a little like bigger than a golf ball, super juicy copper blue foot.
Are you footing tooling it?
Over the top action.
Footing tooling it or no?
No footing toolage.
You're turning it into a carrot?
I'm carrotizing it. Whoa.
There's something about the camera today, like the leg's in the wrong position or something.
Turn
I keep
it.
tripping it over.
Just-
Too late
just
now.
turn
I've
it.
adjusted the whole show.
Yeah.
It's rocket scientry.
That could be
If I
enough
didn't
there,
have my
Jake.
backup crew, I'd be in trouble.
I can get more.
Maybe a hair more just to be secure.
Security.
Yeah.
You guys
So
remember a long time ago when Jake and I did a show and we wore lab coats because we were scientists?
I remember that.
It was the STEM show.
I
And we
know
took
what
frozen
I'm gonna do
honey
here.
and pretended we were blowing glass with it.
All right. This is cool. I don't know if that was able to be visualized, but really cool folio by Chris there doing one of these.
So we might have to take some super duper good pictures of that.
Just color on the front
Speaking of
half.
which, Jake we've done a photo
Just color on the
room,
front
and
half. I'll
Jake
probably
is
use
going
maybe
to start
2/3 of that.
documenting all
I already
the
got
happy
you want
hour
another coat?
mugs.
Yeah.
So if you've never been here for a happy hour, you're going to have a book you're going to be able to flip through.
Think about how cool it's going to be to hold that with your fingers in
Yeah.
between those little things.
It's gonna be sweet.
Let me see this carrot.
All right.
What do you need from me?
Nothing.
Yeah, what kind of carrot
Nothing,
is
it
this?
says.
Oh, yeah. The nibbler. Don't go too trumpety so we can get the punny in there.
I was gonna drop a little clear patty in there.
I
if we
like it
needed
even
to.
better. That's cool.
Kind of looks like a flower. Someone was asking us to make a daisy. I think this could be your daisy maker.
That was Lynn.
That's the plan. And then you could chop in the little center of the daisy.
You want a clear patty?
It's gonna be just a tiny little globule.
Here, take this. Trumpetized. I like it.
Take one more heat and then we'll give it the paddleage. It's
Get
almost
it nice
like if
and
you
deep
had
on
a
the
wider base than that,
Behind
we
you.
could get a punny up in there. Wider
Yeah, but
base to
why not
start.
just put the bit on it?
Yeah, we will. But I mean, in the future, if we made like, I'm thinking for the bar, like a drinking glass, like a tasting glass, and it had a nice wide bottom, and then you just tucked one of those on there
You want to blow on that with the
for a
puffy?
good time.
The puffer?
Nah,
So it's not moving when you drop the thing in?
I'm ready for it. Let's do it.
You know what I think we're going to do? We're going to put one of those curtains over the shelf in the background. If I say it out loud like this, it happens.
What are you looking for?
Taglia, it's gone.
On the marker?
Look at you folks. Look at. Oh, don't do it again.
What?
How are you gonna get the punny back in there again? It's supposed to be flat.
Oh.
I like that. Oh. Speaking of which, Beth said, bring this up again.
Oh.
Have you been to a new bar or restaurant, something new in your town?
Oops.
Maybe you went traveling in your town and you went to some cool place.
You want
the
another
reason I
bit?
thought of this
Fill
is
that
Chris
in?
had this crazy octopus sandwich,
You
which
can probably eat it.
is not anything
Just
I've
hold
ever
on to that,
eaten,
Matt.
but it was cool
All right,
looking
I
and
done
new.
messed that one up.
Did you send that where, Michelle?
You send that to
You gonna put more on
enews
top
at
of it?
This is the giveaway. Yeah, we're gonna put one more.
glassblowing.com. That's your chance to win because this is the thing you could win. There's no cost. This is free. You just send an answer into
Hi, Beth.
enews
All
at
the paddles are over there too. We can't really
glassacademy.com.
paddle up all the tools, pile them up on the Marver. They belong on the bench.
Come on, you guys. Assistants, glass blowers work together. Taglia
It's perfect.
is a metal tool that will suck more heat out
Got that
than
thing
the wood
shaped
tool
up yet,
does.
Matt?
Oh, it's been shaped up. I was just cooling it down.
Just having a good time.
I'm just doing my thing.
I gotta cool this honey down real quick.
So I don't know if you heard that. He's got to cool that center down before they add the punty
The
on. But
Sophietta.
also the top of the goblet is ice cold. So Chris
Burr.
is using a torch to heat that up.
For sure.
I don't think it's ice cold. I'll just give him a little extra love. On the neck.
All right.
Cold.
Let's do it.
All right, who's opening it?
Me.
Yeah, Jake.
What?
Yeah, I said yeah, Jake.
Sweaty?
Yeah.
Nice neck, Matt.
Thanks, dude.
Pipey.
It's a beautiful neck when you can just go ahead and give it the quick tweezer
Nice
tap.
neck.
Thanks.
No treachery.
Matt's been known to be a good necker. That's what all the girls say on the street.
Oh,
He's
yeah?
a good necker.
Pretty good. It's a good size.
All right, we're going for a nice low bowl here because this thing is taller than a trophy and it's the giveaway and we got to probably ship it to you guys because you're a global audience. So this is one heck of a giveaway as we do on the Goblet Show. If you're brand new to the show, you better just enter the giveaway.
You
Got
got
a
a spot
soggy
on there. We
paddle.
can put the GA stamp on the side, maybe.
There
maybe
is.
a functional drinker.
I was just thinking
just
low
put
wide
in
bowl,
the
but
chat, what should
Okay.
we name this piece?
What?
So this is the giveaway piece. I just put in the chat, what should we name it?
carrot the comment.
Let everyone come up with a name.
That was just my submission.
They might see something different.
I'm thinking
are-
about my submission right
you
now.
are not eligible to win.
I had a pretty good
Until
submission
you
boxing
email
class
us.
the other day.
Through the website on the Contact Us page, or send it to enews@glassacademy.com. Look at all those tools.
Ah! Pow! Pam!
Emerald Lagasse style.
Fling a little garlic on that comet. Bam!
Remember that guy?
No.
He was a
I
chef.
do.
Yeah, your
He'd
dad.
be
remember-
bamming it and everything.
Uh-huh.
Bam! He was one of the first Food Network stars.
My grandma used to watch him.
And he still makes some really good barbecue sauce. And marinades and stuff.
I haven't tried it.
Splash.
It's got the kick.
Das Kick. It's so weird seeing the water reflection on the floor.
Oh, that's it right there. That's the tasty whiner. That might be a summery Chardonnay.
That might be one heck of a giveaway.
Yep, we're gonna send it in a refrigerator box.
I used to play in
GA
those.
stamp, ready for some hotness?
Yes. What you used to do?
You never like played in like big boxes when you were a kid? Like if your mom got a new dryer or something?
Like a cat?
You take the box and you cut it up and you draw on the inside, and I've made many spaceships out of dryer boxes.
Coming at ya.
That's pretty good. I think I had a friend who did that actually.
It's fun.
I just don't think I was creative enough to do that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Is this the GA stamp?
Yep, here comes the sound.
Real light.
Get ready.
Hey, do you remember when
Look at
Gus-
that bead of sweat from my
Oh,
hand,
no.
dude.
That was
Wait
close.
a
Rolled
second.
right off the piece somehow.
We got a challenge for Gus. Remember how Gus used to do those sounds?
Oh,
How did
yeah.
he do those sounds? Like the bus?
I had downloaded on my phone, and you'd put up next to the mic and be like,
Oh,
we got to
do it.
record our own sound.
Some reduction.
Yes, please.
That'd be so
yeah,
funny.
please. This thing's perfectly
Oh.
straight. Let's knock this thing off right into the forks. We don't even want to torch the bottom.
No torch?
I don't know. It's pretty tall and pretty crazy.
Still-
That is a historical piece.
I don't know, man. Are people entering the contest? Let's see. You want to win
Chris's
this
bucket
puppy?
Merc water. What do you think? Should we torch it or just take it?
Take it.
All right.
Get enough water on there? Straight up with it.
Hey, oppa.
It's right on the edge. It's just get
my
rid of it. I'm
God.
in one of the cracks.
Wow.
That was a nail biter.
Sheesh.
That was tight. Wow.
The three Glassblowers. All right.
You
All
all
right,
just went
folks.
separate ways.
What a great show, you guys. Number 223. Unbelievable. We had a little watery experience here with my head, but it's all good. We had a blast. Got some nice things in the annealing oven. That was our giveaway. So remember for future shows that if you answer the question that we put up and you send it to enews@glassacademy.com and you're not a robot, you could win. We do a random spinning of the wheel and somebody wins something every week to give away a piece like that piece we just made.
And if you guys can decipher the question from what's on the chalkboard
Yeah,
here,
have you been to a new restaurant or food source in your neighborhood?
New.
RV park, theme park, maybe you had like a Snickers covered.
Let's see if I can figure it out. New swim, make hole, bar, restaurant, RV, resort, national park, theme park.
watch that now.
That's right, folks.
What's on the floor?
That is a super hot stick that was rubbing up on my leg.
The Sizzler. Nice.
There it is on the screen,
Perfect.
folks.
Well,
So-
Got some end
well-
credits.
Yeah, this night ended real nice, you guys. It started out a little chaotic and turned into a really sweet time. We really got Michelle mellowed out. She was a little bit high strung when we first started, but but now that we're all in great moods,
Now that you've dunked your head.
yeah, that I dunked my head. Have a great night, you guys. We thank you for watching us, and we look forward to next week's show.
August 10th. Subscribe and share, and thank you to the VIPs and everybody else. We love you guys.